I just got the message that we are probably a little bit on air a little sooner. And I just got the message that now it's a go, by the way. So not much more time to prepare here. So we are starting right in. And I would welcome everyone here to our today's event. I hope you have much fun with the convention so far, all around with the Twitch, the Discord, and of course our Eurofurence friend. For now, we have something very, very special for you. As you probably see, I am surrounded by some very, very lovely ladies from the, well, overall fandom. And these have one job today. And this is draw a character just by name and nail it. To give you an idea, just a moment ago, I just gave them the name Simba from The Lion King, and they had to draw this. Okay, yeah, they're just coming up. And they had to draw this character out of their mind in only 5 minutes. So not more, not less. This is completely for shits and giggles. So this is not about making it as perfect as they can, but rather about making something that somewhat relates to the character, and so they can call it, I nailed it. So in that regard, I would stop babbling and just give a little bit room for the lovely ladies to introduce themselves a little and tell us who they are and what they actually do and what they more or less like, for example, in their hobbies. I would start here with Shiraki, the one that is right to my right, and I would like to know a little bit more about you.
Hi, I'm Shiraki. I'm an illustrator from Germany, as you might guess from my accent. I started drawing in middle school, and I'm a professional illustrator for 5 years now. I'm a cat mom of 2 lovely cats, and my hobbies are tabletop RPG. I play mostly the Dark Eye and Dungeons and Dragons.
Cool.
Since I'm stuck at home, I play very, very much. Yeah, that is already laughing really much. I enjoy anime very much, and my favorite anime is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which might say a bit about my character. And I work on 2 bigger projects at the moment. One is a fan project for the Dark Eye. I illustrate an adventure that's coming up. And I work on a board game where I make the illustrations for it. Yeah. So.
Thank you very much, Shiraki. I'm quite sure people actually got a little bit more about information about who's joining here. And we are just going to the next candidate we have here. A few will probably know her. Many will also be seeing her pretty much all the time in the dealers den, usually at this time in the Eurofurence, or maybe even at the Puppet Show. Yeah, I'm here to introduce Tani the Real.
Hi, it is really cool to see that this all works here. I'm really impressed. This is very, very cool. So, hi everyone at home. My name is Tani. I am a professional media designer for digital and print media. I'm also a hobby artist, so I love creative stuff of any kind, drawing or maybe sometimes sculpturing or person doing and stuff. And I'm also from Germany, and some hobbies of mine are, besides drawing, I'm into aviation, love cooking and good food, and travel the world, which of course is not really possible at the moment, so I appreciate all this even more. We are living here. I live here together with my husband Nightbox, and we also have 3 kitties, which decided to not join me here, which I feel a little lonely here right now, but okay. And I'm looking forward to this event and have some fun, and let's hope that we will nail it, not fail it.
I'm pretty certain of that. Okay, so far from Tani the Real. Next one we have here is Tokokami. And Tokokami gracefully sent me some information about her that I should be telling you. Give me a second, I have to look it up somewhere. It should be. Toko is a lynx dog dragon mix. So not a full dragon, but something in between, something there. But she's in drawing for the January 2017, so she's not that long in the complete artist direction. However, still I'm very impressed that she will be joining us today in this very, very lovely experiment. And I can tell you a little bit more about her. For example, what she wrote me is that her loveless color is silver. So not blue or orange, but the bright color of silver. It's really cool to... In spite of that, she has a wide variety of loves, especially for cartoons, anime, and also manga. So I think we have someone here who loves usually the Japano direction, and we have some maybe characters from that later on. Yeah, let's see what she actually comes up with there. Currently, she is obsessed with She-Ra and the Owl House. To be honest, I have absolutely no idea what it is, but it sounds great. And loves to travel and been to Japan in 2018. As I said, Japan. Despite of that, she has a passion for history, the 3000 before Christ, and to 1500 after Christ. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, because I'm not that much in history, and usually I'm pretty happy that I'm staying in this time zone and this kind of time frame, because there's a lot of happening usually around us. Anyhow, welcome Toko to this very nice experience for today. I hope it was fine with you.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's move right on to Nerfenty. Unfortunately, she has no camera right now, so I will go out to a lovely picture that she just drew for us, so you have a better impression of her.
So hello, my name is Nerfenty, or Steph, and I'm 29 years old and I'm living in Germany. I'm drawing for a few years now, mostly digital, and I like animals and other stuff. I'm also making fursuits, and I'm going into plush making at the moment. So, and I mostly draw cute stuff and chibis, and yeah, I hope I can make you a bit of laugh, because I'm here for the shit and giggles.
Okay, this is absolutely fine. That is what we were providing today. So in that regard, I would say we are probably going right in. I can show a little bit art of what we just did beforehand. As you've seen, this is one from Nerfenty, where she draws Simba and the iconic Simba. And Shiraki, for example, a lot more to the original, and it's absolutely nice there. And Toko, do you still have yours?
No, I didn't.
Unfortunate. But still, we have something coming up. And the first character I would like to have you drawn is a very, very famous duck. He is known for a load of money, and he loves it to the brink that he usually goes on big adventures and loves to go with his whole family to have a good time. Of course, I'm talking about Scrooge McDuck. Okay, to give you a better idea, the people now have 5 minutes to draw Scrooge. And we will show you in a few seconds about who is Scrooge. So please show it. Okay.
Can we go now? Or...
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I see already someone knows that there's a duck coming in. So Nerfenty is already going for the face. Toko is going for the head. That's very interesting at the very beginning. I think most of you already know that DuckTales, where Scrooge McDuck is most famous for, is currently having a reboot. And many people who actually saw it in the past are very, very impressed about what is currently down there. They managed to make a whole reboot in regard that they put most of their different kinds of franchises in the Duckburg now put together, and gave everyone a very, very well-written backstory to make that happen. For example, one of the other very famous ducks there is, of course, Darkwing Duck. And, well, he also made it into the new DuckTales. And there he is a famous actor, and thus pretty much woven into the story right now, which was before not possible. because even if they shared some characters, for example, like Crashland, and unfortunately, until that point, they didn't really had one singular line and only had one city that was pretty much changing through every story without really much context. Now they made very much the effort to talk about that and show what they have there. But let's go back to what is actually about to be in drawing. Let's see Nathan for advance. Okay, we have a lovely honk there, it seems. Oh man, you're going with the cane there, I see.
I know how he looks, but I just... I guess it's okay.
I guess it is absolutely fine. Great. Tani, on the other hand, whoa, this is absolutely going very real what you're doing there.
I can't even remember if I ever have drawn a duck in my whole life. Yeah, actually I did. No, these were geese.
I think it's a very good start there. Let's go to Shiraki. Oh, we have a very, very young duck, as it seems.
I see him. I can see him in my head, but I am not able to get it on the paper. It's yeah.
It's still absolutely looking great, so in that regard, thank you. And let's go over Toko. Wow. We're going here for more stylish, as it seems.
I don't know.
It's absolutely fine. You're doing great there.
I know about it.
You at least remember about, for example, the hat there, so it's absolutely great.
I should be better at this because I saw the series. I haven't seen the third season yet, but I watch it currently. I'm so sad that I don't remember. Seem to not remember it correctly.
Come on, it's absolutely fine what you're doing there. I at least see Scrooge there, so it's absolutely great. And a reminder, we have only 1 more minute left, so... I see Tani is already going for some little more fluff to it.
There's always fluff.
Absolutely great. Where's the EF dealers then? Do you think he would be actually there and buy art?
Probably he would spend a penny on something or so.
True. But I would actually say he would rather go for the artist and see if he maybe can market him a little bit better. Because usually they are for the more bigger money that he can do with it.
True. He probably would complain that there are not enough ducks in the dealer's den.
Oh, I can totally relate to that, because yes, there are very, very little ducks usually there. But I would say it's pretty much for most of the birds, actually. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see the first science yesterday, but I'm pretty certain that birds are not really right up there in the category of taken personas. So there's a huge market still open there, so if anyone wants to be chosen to be a bird, you have pretty much all the fan art there, so it's going great. Okay, and we finished now. Please drop the pen. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have a lovely smile on Shiraki's face, so I would say we are starting there.
It's more looking like Gunter.
I give you that. Looks like Gunter. But
I went wrong.
But to be honest, it is an absolutely great Gunter there. It is not the Scrooge McDuck, but it's one of the also famous ducks there. And I think you nailed that one. So in that regard, kudos. Okay, let's switch over to Tani. She's also smiling right from the one side to the other. So we have here Scrooge McDuck who is looking for the dealer's den.
It's embarrassing. This is fun.
Oh yes, I would say there's a lot of different kinds of stories that we can tell here, and I would say that Tani nailed it pretty good. I like the monocle actually in his hand. Was it just something you came up with?
no idea. Yeah, probably.
Okay. You're currently a little bit quiet. Maybe it's just on my end.
Better?
Better.
Better.
Okay, let's go to the next smiling face there. That is Toko. And we're going for the Scrooge McDuck here with a cane in his hands. And also the very, very important flippers there. So this is great that you actually remembered them. Ah, come on. This looks good. And I know there are a lot more characters coming up that I'm pretty certain about that you know maybe a little bit more than the rest of here. So, going to Nerventee, and we have the honk here. As always, Nerventee, you're pretty much nailing the shits and giggles there. I just can tell you that. But okay, so far for the first round, I would say our contestants made a pretty good expression of themselves. And we are going with the second character that is now coming up. And the second one is known to be a very, very lovely dog and is probably one of the most dearest people have in a certain game where they usually are either on a village or maybe on an island. And, well, most of the time the people will know her for being the assistant in that village. Of course, I'm talking about the ever cheerful dog, Isabelle. Well, Animal Crossing. Now I'm actually looking forward. You know that is a golden retriever. She is anthropomorphic and very stylized because, well, Animal Crossing doesn't have that much of detail. But I'm already seeing some who struggle a little bit. I see at least one who's going completely for the Isabelle hat there. I see that. Okay. I think most of the people who are actually watching and know about Isabelle that she is a very, very lovely character. And there is a lot of different kinds of fan art about her. Not the easiest to compress, to be honest. While she is someone who actually assists the player during the game, a lot of people made her a very obsessive person. I think the most known animation that is coming here from a community standpoint is the one where she actually is communist and tries to put everyone into a very interesting society. And I think many will actually know her more from that kind of video. But also a very, very interesting relationship is actually with the Doom guy from Doom. I don't know if many heard of you, but since Animal Crossing, the new one, actually was released on the same date as Doom, there starts to be a very, very interesting relationship on the web where people put Isabelle in the same situation as the Doom guy. So ripping and tearing through lots of demons with a cute, fluffy dog there. I'm not certain why the people actually came up with something like this, but it is hilarious. So everyone who actually has a PC or a phone, they should absolutely looking up Isabelle community pictures there. And of course also the videos. They are just completely bonkers. And if you don't know her, you should really know by now. So let's see what we currently have there. We have a very, very lovely Isabelle by Nerventee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think this is one of the older styles. That is not the one that actually is with the Smash Brothers. Am I correct?
I just draw her.
Okay. But it's actually it's very, very lovely. So in that regard, thank you. And there goes Toko with already the color. And yes, I see there are a lot of Isabelle in there. I said there are characters that you know about. Come on.
I don't know this character. I saw some pictures, but I never played the games.
Same here.
That is absolutely fine. I told you in the very beginning this will be about different kinds of characters from shows and also games that are very influential inside of the community. And yes, the idea is pretty much that we also show maybe a side that you're not pretty much familiar with the character and just seeing what you maybe come up with. So, for example, we have Tani Real here, right? That is going for the Golden Retriever, I see.
That was a useful hint if you don't know the character.
I would absolutely say she looks lovely. It is maybe not Isabel, but she looks lovely. Absolutely there.
It's her evil sister.
And they have Shiraki. And there we see the Isabel that we know today with the fluff on the head. And of course also the bow tie there. It is great. Okay.
I can't
And
remember how well.
you drop the pan now. Okay, we have some very, very lovely pictures there. And a wide variety. I think it is the first character I actually got you, so not everyone knew about it. So please raise your hand that's never really got in touch with Animal Crossing before, so the people know. Nefanti, did you?
I love it.
Okay.
A lot of Animal Crossing.
Okay. So in that regard, we had 2 people who knew it and 2 people who didn't. I think it's pretty much seeable in the regards what actually came out, where Isabel was pretty well put. And 2 that are maybe not completely Isabel, but they're looking absolutely cute. And I would say they could at least be one of the, let's say, early introductions of Isabel when she was being drawn in the first place. So in that regard, also thank you very much to Toko and Tani, who maybe didn't nail the character there, but still have a lovely design. Okay, let's go right down for the next, what we have right here. Well, you were already talking about the Lion King when we're just talking about Simba there, and also about my personal love, usually about, well, villains in certain kinds of regards. So, let's introduce today Scar from the Lion King. There I'm very, very interesting to see what you actually came up with. Because Scar maybe just starred in one show, of course, but he was a very, very famous character and many people loved him for the kind of more sustaining introduction. And of course, the music that came with the Disney show. By the way, for example, Shiraki, do you look often into Disney movies?
Yes, but the ones I enjoy most were the old ones, and I really don't rewatch them that often, I have to admit.
I would say this is absolutely fine. I know it's a little bit longer ago that you actually seen one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember when I saw The Lion King the last time, and the new, the remake, I didn't watch the remake. So, So, this is all from my childhood memory.
I think that is absolutely fine. For example, I also didn't see the new movie. I have to admit I'm more of the kind who likes the drawing and is not really that much into the, well, let's go to everything that now has to be real or into 3D. Not really that kind of guy. Anyway, Tani, how about you? When was your last time that you seen something from Disney?
From Disney?
Yep.
That's a good question. Probably something that was on TV. I can't really remember which one. I think it was Mulan, which we actually really looked up because we wanted to see it again, because those old Disney movies are just magic. I have seen the new Lion King one, and I have to say it's okay, but you didn't miss much. I'm just... it looks like I'm missing completely the expressions of the animals. And that was just, yeah, I prefer to watch the old ones, the real Disney ones.
Can totally relate there. And yes, they are absolutely magical, and I think that many of us, especially throughout the fandom, enjoyed most of the different kinds of pictures that came out there. So, Toko, do you maybe have a favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? I don't know. I love all of them. I can't really decide. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take one. I'm not coming up with a good one right now. The Jungle Book, of course. How did you like that?
I love the Jungle Book. I don't know. I like Balloon. He's cool, and the songs are of course great, and really sing along every time I watch it.
Can totally relate right now. That's absolutely fine. And I'm very, very glad that they actually brought back the music with the later Disney movies as well. Because I think many of you will remember that the Disney movies just a few years ago had pretty much no musicals in there. So it was very, very interesting. Nerventi, how about you? Is there a specific movie you liked by Disney movies?
Is Disney Pixar okay too, or like only Disney?
Right now, only Disney, if possible, because we will come to the Pixar very, very likely later on.
Oh, Scooter, yeah, I liked The Lion King, and yeah, I guess Robin Hood. Was Robin Hood at Disney? I think.
Yes. I think Robin Hood was pretty much a good entry point for a lot of different people who well, seen Disney, I think about somewhere in the 90s or something like that. And at least it was a good entry point for me. It was, I think, one of the very first Disney movies that I have seen. The other one I saw was the Sword in the Stone, I think it's called in English.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Arthur tale. And it was just completely lovely. I actually was about to maybe take a character from there as well, but unfortunately the characters are mostly human, and well, the movie is known to some regard, but many people don't really remember it well. But anyhow, I would say let's stop right there. And we have some four lovely lions there, and I love the smug face on Shiraki. So let's start with yours again. This is looking so much like the emotional part of Scar there. So
right. I really enjoyed Scar when I was a kid. We sung along to every part of the music. So.
I totally understand there. I loved it as well, and I really love his own smug face when he, for example, stands on top of the hyenas and tells them what they should do. It was a lovely moment. And that's exactly what I was thinking about when I was choosing this kind of character. Tani, on the other hand, got also with a very smug face there. Also went a little bit differently. But still, it's really, really looking great there. I liked actually that he also hit the scar on the left eye. Did you like Scar in the Lion King? Tani?
Me?
Yes.
Absolutely. I've always had a fable for the villains, so it's just so much more fun. Also the Puppet Show, just performing villains, just so much more fun.
I don't know what you mean, but well, no, I really love them. Villains usually have a plan, and they're usually also the heroes in their own story. These are usually the best villains you can have there. And Disney also has most of the time a very good hand for good villains. So I want a Scar there.
That's one of the reasons why I really didn't like the new real Lion King one, because Scar looks like an idiot. He just looks like an idiot, and he lost like all the cool character and everything he had in the original movie. So it's like, what did you do to him? Seriously.
Ah, that's very unfortunate. But still, we have here some very lovely scars drawn, so I think we rather should focus on that. For example, on Toko's. I think this is a very, very young Scar there.
Yes. I tried to make him younger. I don't know.
It's absolutely fine in that regard. I think we still can see his face there. Though I would say he looks a little bit like the, what was it? The main character in Lion King 2?
Cool.
Okay. I think he resembles there a little bit. But I think that was intentional?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. Kovu is my favorite, so yeah, maybe that's the reason.
I think that is absolutely fine, and it is looking great there. I love the eyes. They are very, very cool. And there we go again with the shits and giggles by Nerventi. Why a rat on his back?
That's the mouse he's playing with before before the mouse runs away.
So you picked a certain...
He has this little mouse, this mouse on his paw, and he's like playing
Life's
with
not
it.
fair.
Yeah.
It's like at the beginning of the movie, when Scar is first introduced.
I think we can remember that's absolutely great that you actually choose a specific scene there. And to be honest, I wouldn't have remembered the red there, but as you just mentioned it, it is absolutely great. Okay, so far for The Lion King. The next one we have is also a very, very beloved character, but come from the character standpoint on absolutely opposite. We are now going to Zootopia later on. And, well, the character that we are going to show you right now is maybe a little bit more robust. Even if he is a character that should maybe be a little bit faster, but still he is so lovely and goes pretty much for the standpoint of being a cop. Of course, we are talking about Benjamin Clawhauser. So yeah, we had a lot of different kinds of characters that we actually could choose for this kind of, well, show. And Zootopia just has so many great characters. So the first thing I would actually like to ask is, what is your favorite character in Zootopia? Shiraki goes first.
How's Flash, the sloth. And Clawhauser. but I like the I don't know what's a buffalo or a yak. The nudist hippie cow.
Yeah, I think we know. But I have to admit, I don't know his name. So if anyone knows the name, please write it in the Discord, for example, for that we can see it later on. Or does someone here in the stream right now know about his name?
Don't know if he has a name in the movie.
I don't know. But all the flies, I love it.
I think he was also a very, very lovely character, but unfortunately he will not be here being drawn. Sorry. We had to take Clawhauser here. Tani, who's your favorite character from the show?
To go for maybe a not so popular character, it's definitely the white, one of the white wolf. Was his name Gary from the police wolf who started the howl, and also the who would have guessed the snow leopard reporter, because I think she was also really, really cute.
I think I can absolutely relate there. It's cool that you actually choose one of the characters that are a little bit more behind, so it's also great. And I didn't know about the name of the white wolf because I think he also was never mentioned there. Huh?
Gary and something.
Oh. Anyway, Toko, how about you? What is your favorite from the Zootopia?
I'm mainstream. I like Judy. It's easy as it is. And the lion, the major, what was his name? Lionheart, maybe? I don't know. Yes.
So the mayor of the town. I have to admit, I also don't know his name. Maybe someone here from a stream can help?
Lionheart.
Okay, everyone here behind me says it's Lionheart. I just believe him.
Who would have guessed?
Well, it's, I don't know. Our rabbit is just being Judy Hopps and Clawhauser, and I think they're going for a theme there. Well, how about you, Nerventee? On your end, how does it look like? Which character do you like most from, well, Zootopia?
I like the chief. Bogo? Yes. That's all. It's a water buffalo.
The water buffalo? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, just a quick reminder, we only have 1 more minute. So if you want to draw a little bit more from Clawhauser, you should start now.
I see this is a nice way to distract us.
Yes. Well, this, as I said, this is more about the humor about the whole show and not completely about the art itself. So, yes, you should get a little bit more comfortable with me, just trying to sneak a little question and maybe a little more information out of you. Okay, a few more seconds. Let's see. It's great usually to see when people are a little bit under pressure and they know that there's not much time left. They start to draw all the things that is there. It's trying just to put it in. This is totally great. Okay, and we stop now. Okay, this time we're going from the back to the top. So let's start with Nerventee. Oh. Yes, we have a Clawhauser. I think he had a little bit too much of the donuts. Didn't he?
No, because I hadn't had enough time.
But still, he looks very, very cool. And I like the belt that you draw there. It's not really fitting him, but I think it's okay. Okay, let's go on to Toko here. And okay. To be honest, he looks a little bit like a hamster to me.
Sorry.
It is absolutely fine. I don't think that anyone took him for a hamster, but to be honest, why not? You have a lovely donut there, definitely. And it shows in his eyes that he loves what he has currently in his paws. So you absolutely nailed the impression. So let's go to Tani and... Okay, I think you very, very much nailed Clawhauser there. Okay, he just laps for those donuts, and I think that is pretty much the most refined information we get about him in the most of the show, that he loves those donuts. I think Tani just put that right on the top. So absolutely great there.
Yeah, he looks actually too thin, but well, maybe he was on a diet. It's diet donuts.
Maybe you should stop with them, I give you that, but maybe you shouldn't. I think some people really love him a little bit chubby.
Like
and I think the chubby character really shines with Shiraki there. So everything that she might be not have with Tani, she put on hers.
Oh, donuts!
It is absolutely lovely what you did there, and I also see the Clawhauser here. So, wow. With Clawhauser, you are absolutely great. Unfortunately, I missed one character that you didn't tell that is maybe one of your favorites there. And I think he will be a little bit, well, sad about that. But the next character started out as a villain and was later on very much beloved, especially since he made Judy Hopps pretty much the character that she became, and still made a very good friend at the end. The one I'm talking about is a fox, a red one with the name of the last Grey. The first name, however, is Gideon.
Oh, wow.
Well,
This is a sweater.
can you remember Gideon Grey from Zootopia? One of the more people in the behind? Well, they are usually in the background, so I don't know much about that. But when you're looking closely, you maybe get a hint there. And maybe it tells you how he is looking like. But I can tell you he is a big red fox, and in the end he does a bakery thing. So he usually has a large leper under there, and came, for example, with Judy Hopps when he had something of this bakery there. But as I said, you maybe get a hint if you're looking right into the background. Okay. But so far, it's absolutely nice what we're seeing there. We choose Gideon, by the way, because he is one of the also loved characters usually in the background. And also has a very major part about the experience that Judy Hopps made through her life. And I think many of us actually enjoyed it in Zootopia, that it was not just about the fairy tale that we were told, but also about the hardship that some of the characters actually lived and also made the best out of it. And Gideon was one of the, characters that shown that people can change. That especially they maybe can be a complete dickhead as a child, but later on can still be developed to someone who's very, very much beloved by the community and also make it a boon for everyone who's there. So thank you very much. Thank you that you were there. And I think we'll see you at next Eurofurence as well. Okay, but I see a lot of Gideons coming up there. I see that at least two of you know Gideon a little better, because I see the hair on his top that is very much remark of him. And I also see that Shiraki also got something in the background there. Yep. I think your cat is just being dragged around.
Yeah. My husband and my cat. So the three males that make my life miserable. Just, of course, love all three of them.
Oh man. Okay, one more minute, Shiraki. Don't get too distracted there by the background.
I have to admit, I have no idea how Gideon looks, so it doesn't make much sense.
I would say you're getting with a fox there, so in that regard you're at least on a good way. But it also seems very, very interesting what actually the others did there. I'm currently looking at Tani's shoulder, and it seems that you know the character pretty well.
I think, yeah, we've seen the movie quite sometimes.
I can totally relate. I think there are many people out there who actually seen, well, the Zootopia quite often. Toko! There we have also the cupcakes there. And I think, at least by the hair, I see that you remember in at least to some regard?
Yes. A little bit.
Ah, that's absolutely fine. It looks lovely. And then we have Nerventee, and there I see a lot about Gideon there. So I would say that you all know the character.
Yes, I love his hair.
Okay, sorry, I think the people didn't hear it in the stream. 3, 2, 1. The people should put away their pen. Okay, and there we have 4 lovely Gideons. Let's start with Tani this time. And we have a very, very sweet tooth Gideon here, as it seems.
Ja. Nein, das Rote. Gut. Nimm die Katze mit, damit ich mich nicht weiterhin lächerlich mache.
Ah, come on, that's absolutely fine, Shiraki. But let's get to Gideon here, and it is a lovely Gideon that Tani did here, and I think you nailed it very much with that, what you did there. The same goes, I would say, also for Nerventee. Though I can't read what is the blue... I think it's blueberries you wanted to write there?
Blueberry.
Blueberry?
Yeah, blueberries. Blueberries.
Okay. Because also looks very like... And Kiss the Cook. I love the detail. Also for the detail, get Toko with the cupcakes there. Maybe he's not that chubby as he usually is, but I still would say he looks pretty very fine there. And it's good what you did there. I think you... when was the last time that you seen Zootopia?
I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know really. Quite some time.
Ah, it's fine. It looks good. And then we have Shiraki with who was all the time distracted by some kind of cats and also the rest of the manhood behind. So.
But the door is closed now. It shouldn't happen again.
It's fine. It looks good.
I didn't remember his hair. I tried not to look at the others, and I didn't remember his weird hair.
It's absolutely fine. As I said, there are a few more characters coming up, and there will be also more options for that. By the way, information about everyone who's currently watching the stream. You also have the possibility to give us some characters later on. So please look in the Discord. Sintas there is collecting names about characters that we can still show, since we have still a little bit of time left. Because we will go with one character that I still have on my list, and after that we will try some community characters. Okay, let's see. The next one we have here. Yep. That is a dragon. Not maybe the biggest dragon, but still a dragon that many of you will probably know. He wanted to be the biggest that is out there, but he didn't, and just came out as a very, very small ancestor dragon in a Japan-like tale. What I'm talking about is a red, small dragon with the name of Mushu.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if many of you actually know that Mushu started out as one of the bigger dragons, actually. The people at Disney decided later on with the voice actor that he should be a little more cocky. And this rather be a very small, well, person, and thus have a little bit more character to him. And that's the reason why they actually go for his small size and also for what we see later on in Mulan itself. And I think we all agree on there that he looked lovely and he made definitely this show a lot better, especially in the regard of the rather, let's say, more, well, adult theme that was going in the background. But he made so many people laugh out there, and I think many will remember him for pretty much all the fun he did in the background. Shiraki!
Yes!
Can you still remember Mushu?
He was my favorite character, and when I was little, I was able to completely voice over the whole movie with my sister. Love him.
Wait, did I hear it correctly? You voiced over the whole movie?
Yeah, when we were traveling with my parents, we were sitting in the back seat and we were able to completely replicate, we could completely talk the whole movie through. And when the movie was running, we could completely voice over the movie. We knew the movie completely from everything that they said.
It's absolutely great. I don't think many people actually did that, so in that regard, kudos. Tani, how about you?
I remember having a toy figure Mushu in the Happy Meal or in some from McDonald's very, very long time ago. And yeah, we just recently saw it. Mushu was also one of my favorite characters of the film. But remembering him, drawing him by heart is a challenge.
I think we all can understand, especially since Mulan was not yet, or was it? Actually, was Mulan did in the live action already? I don't think so.
I think they're working on it.
Probably.
I think that's one of the new ones that they want to make. I don't know if I want to see it.
Me neither, but at least I think he will be starring there. I at least hope so, because if they are pretty much putting him out of the show, it would be, well, he would be dearly missed.
I think I remember that they said they wanted to have a more realistic approach and took him out.
Seriously?
Yes.
They took out Mushu from Mulan?
Yes.
Are they crazy? Ah, come on.
That's what I thought, and that's why I remember.
That is really, in one regard, Disney does 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. That is, sorry, that is not an option. Mushu needs to be in Mulan, definitely.
I think so too.
Toko, do you also agree with that?
Yes. I don't know. Yes, he's the best.
I totally agree, but I would say all the dragons are the best, but, well, he speaks a dragon. But yeah, I say Mulan without Mushu, this is not a Mulan. How about you, Nafente?
I liked Mushu. In the German version, he has like the best voice ever. But I don't like the live-action versions of many movies they make. It's like rebooting instead of finding something new, and I'm not a fan from this.
Can understand. But yes, the drawn animation was just absolutely lovely, and Mushu is one of the greatest dragon I think that was ever actually animated and drawn there. And the voice actor you actually spoke about is Otto Walkes, I think, was in the German one. Unfortunately for the international people, Otto Walkes is a very famous entertainer here in Germany. And he's known for a lot of different kind of characters out there. And he loved Mushu when he actually spoke him. And you pretty much hear that when you hear the German version of Mulan. I would say the German version was very good translated there. And we can't say for every show that. However, there are only a few more seconds for this Mushu, so please finish up. Okay, sorry that I got mute here for a second because I looked into the community feedback. I got some there, but man, I just see that I am completely out of the loop. Okay, let's finish up for now and see what you actually done there. Okay, this time we're starting with Toko there, the red Mushu that we have. Come on, looks lovely there. And I love that you actually draw the full character. Not everyone did this here. And especially in the time that you only had, it's cool. Nervente, for example, only did the head, but yes. As often it looks very nice. And you actually did the cricket.
Yes.
I think the cricket was cricky in German, but I don't know how the international translation was. But still, also a very, very interesting character there, but I think just drawing the cricket was being a little bit too easy. And for Tani there, we have a very, very great Mushu, I would say. Shame on you.
Oh, it's shame on your cow. Yeah, shame on you, shame on your cow. That was one of my favorite scenes.
That was absolutely great, and I think you nailed it there again. And Shiraki, yes, of course, a Mushu with the gong. I think also a very, very famous scene there. Okay, now I should be back on. Now we are trying to make the community pictures work. This could maybe be a little bit messy on our end because we couldn't prepare them beforehand, and Shorty now has to put them online as soon as he can. But beforehand I need the names so I can at least tell the people what they should draw. Okay, he says we should go with one more from our list. Let's see what we... Yeah, well, let's see what we can do here. I think this will be an interesting one because this is not a show that is actually aired on TV or by Disney. So I will be very interested who knows about her. We are talking about a hellhound of a person. Someone who's rather known for the very cocky demeanor and maybe not the best kind of temper. And we're talking here about a community-made show that hosted in Hesben Hotel. We are talking about Luna here. The hellhound. Okay, I see that Tani has absolutely no clue. Okay, Luna is, as I said, a very correct character. She is a little more goth type. I think most of the people actually know her by, well, the very hellish design of a very large wolf girl. And she's completely anthro, by the way. So she's wearing most of the time, yeah, let's say rather goth-like clothing. And so what you usually see in every kind of community or fan art of her is some kind of cross of the, what is actually the star turnaround? I'm very bad in symbolism, to be honest. But still, it's some kind of hell symbol that she usually wears in her dress that is above her bosom. From there, what I can tell you a little more, because I actually want to tell a little bit more about Hazbin Hotel, because so far what we only seen is pretty much a preview of it, but not much else. But I can tell you that the show will be airing because it got a promoter there and will be going online with a whole animated show. And that is absolutely awesome when you think about that is pretty much coming out of the community. And not from someone who was in the art business there or very close to someone else there who were just pretty much giving the money for that. So it is very, very great what they did there. And I'm very, very happy that they get the money to actually do what is going on there. Okay. For police, I need the mouse for a second because then I get at least for the old grid to see everything that is going on, because Shorty right now needs the mouse so he can put in the character there. And the character he's putting there I have absolutely no idea about, so this will be very funny. But yes, I see Nerventee, I think you're a little bit confused.
Who she is, no idea.
Okay, do you know the absolutely fantasized types of hellhounds? So usually the Cerberus.
Yes, with your 3 heads, yes.
Yeah, she's pretty much just one of those heads, and being completely femitized, I would say.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you can go with that a little bit more. I see Tani just got completely off the rails and said, but I luck it, I do something else.
Well, you said Luna, I stopped listening after that.
Point taken. Totally point taken. And I say you're nailing Luna there. Maybe not the Luna we are talking about, but it's still a Luna. Okay, but still, even if we are not completely closed, and Nerventee just got the information a little bit later on, I would say we are closing down in 3, 2, 1, and please put the pen away.
I have no idea who she is, so...
Okay, then let's start right with your drawing there.
Oh, no.
So you can tell us a little bit more about that you don't know her.
It's a hellhound.
Ah.
I have no idea. I never watched it, so...
It is absolutely fine. I would say that you should watch the preview they actually did on the YouTube channel. It is absolutely great what they did there. But it is absolutely fine. That's the reason why I took a character that is not that well known. And, well, so you also get a little bit into the situation. What will you do if you have absolutely no clue what this character is about? I think the same goes for Tani there.
Improvise. This reminds me of the Paw Patrol. Like when you lost your script and you have to come up with something.
Yes, I am pretty sure that we know that about the Paw Patrol. We had, I think, a lot of situations where we had to improvise because otherwise, well, there would have been a lot of dead air. So in that regard, you drawn Luna from Sailor Moon as far as I've seen.
The only Luna I know. But hey, you recognized it, so...
Well, I was a sucker for MTV movies late on, and the Sailor Moon was one of the first that actually aired on MTV late night, and I really loved it. And since then, I pretty much watched any anime that came up with with MTV back then. For example, also Escaflowne, the Vision of Escaflowne, is completely very feminine anime, I would say, but still I loved it. Okay, let's go for the next one. We have here Toko, and I think you got the demeanor very, very well.
I love her. She's great.
Can you maybe tell us a little bit more about Hazbin Hotel?
It's a really great cartoon. The art style is really impressive. I loved it from the very first second. I don't know, it's just great. I even bought a t-shirt from it, so I usually don't buy stuff. That's yes. That's how much I loved it.
I can totally relate. It is absolutely great. And I think someone else who also seen her at least is Shiraki.
Yeah, I didn't remember her fabulous long hair like Toko did, but yes, I've seen it and very enjoyed it.
I can totally relate on that point. For everyone who didn't see Hazbin Hotel and pretty much the beginning that she is doing there, I would definitely recommend to looking it up. It's on YouTube. It is great what they did there, and I would say people will really enjoy it when they're making the whole show. Okay, let's see. I'm looking out to my right and see how the community is doing.
Pirates next.
Okay, the community still needs a little bit of preparation. So the next one we will do is also a very famous character from a game, and I think many people will know him as the best Skelly boy that is out there. I'm talking about Undertale right now. So everyone who actually played it will maybe know the great skeleton with the name of Papyrus. This is not Sans, by the way, because most of the people actually know rather his older brother, Sans. And no, we are talking about Papyrus. For everyone who don't know Papyrus, he is a skeleton in the game Undertale, and he is a rather human-sized, larger male there, and has a big, large red scarf around his neck. Since he is a skeleton, you don't see much else, despite of the bones. The scarf, and also I think it was a little bit more of a skirt, something like that. Oh well. Anyhow, the scarf is usually the very most prominent feature of him, especially since most of the time you're seeing with him around. He is an absolutely jolly character, and I think one of the most funny characters that are in the game. However, I think I would be thought about it, especially when I, for example, name also characters like Tammy and some of the other characters there. But not pretty much enough from me. Let's go to the other artist and see what they maybe know about Papyrus. Okay.
Bless you.
Sorry.
There came a thank you from the back. Currently it was Tabo, by the way. Okay, we see that Shiraki knows her Undertale. How about Tani?
Skeleton. Something. I'm not sure yet.
To be honest, at that point I would just have waited that you're just going for Skeletor there, just to troll us.
It's still not so different.
At least I wouldn't say he is looking very jolly here, but it's still a good one. Okay, let's go over to Toko.
Yes.
Do you know Papyrus?
I know him, but I have never drawn him. I don't know how to draw him. I think I cannot remember him correctly.
Come on, you remembered that he had a red scarf, so in that regard, you pretty much put
the only thing I remembered, and you said it, and now I feel like, wow, the only thing I remembered you already told us.
Come on. To be honest, he doesn't really wear that much. He also has some red boots usually, but most of the time we don't really go down to portraying the whole character, because it's already hard enough to actually draw something in 5 minutes. I think everyone who actually watched the talk with the guest of honor, so Elector Fencer and of course Jonas, heard that it is usually can be a quite long process to draw something. And sometimes you're just completely blank and waiting for something to happen and hope that it comes back.
It's actually also a fun thing if you keep talking and adding new details, so you're changing your picture all the time while you're drawing.
Oh, I think we're making some kind of challenge here, I guess. So let's go to Nerventee, and I think Nerventee knows pretty much about Papyrus at that point.
Yeah, yeah, I love him. He's one of my favorite characters of this game, and I love to date him because he's great.
Yeah, just a quick notice for everyone else. Yes, you can date Papyrus in that game, though it is more a flashback to all the... you have to game now gaming characters and all the kinds of media out there. So, well, the maker said, screw that, I'm putting that into my game as well, as fun as I can. Anyhow, I would say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's finish it up. And I would say we have some very lovely Papyruses there. I think we see that Shiraki and Nerventee know their Papyrus very well. And yes, the smile says a lot. I hope that you actually played through Shiraki. Did you also do the pacifist or the...
I did only... I did the normal run and then the pacifist run, because you can't do the pacifist run from the beginning. So, yeah. I never laid a hand on one monster there. I'm completely innocent.
Nice one. How about you, Nerventee? What did you do?
I tried the genocide run, but I didn't finish it because I just felt bad. Because, well, if you have to kill Papyrus, I was just, nope, I'm not doing it.
I think it's absolutely fine. It just shows that you're a good character, because going for a genocide run in Undertale takes a lot of nerve. Definitely. The maker put a lot in there that you don't really like to kill the people there. But let's go to the other peoples. I think that Toko at least knows Papyrus.
Yes, I've seen him. Because I like this one song. I don't know what it's called. It's a song. I don't know. And I watched the clip, but I don't know. I don't know more about it.
It's okay. I think the same can Tani say, because as far as she just looked through, she just drew the character by everything I said, I think.
Red boots.
Red boots and a red scarf. You actually nailed that. But we see that you maybe had not that much of an idea what Papyrus is or who he is, because he would never have done this face. This would be rather by his brother, by the way. But also...
you drink coffee and it just sips through. This sucks.
I think I can know that. Okay, I'm looking again to the right and want to ask if we can go with the community stuff. Yes, I'm getting a lot of nods there, and I'm looking forward to see what we actually have from the community. Now I will be as flabbergasted as you are, because I have no idea what is coming up. So this will be very, very interesting. Okay, the first one we have here is a human, as I see. And, well, the people gave for it, so I'm not guilty in that regard. But as I know, she is not just a human, she is also something else. Because she is the last of her kind. The last unicorn. And we have Amalthea, Lady Amalthea. I hope I pronounced it correctly. I think you are completely okay to either draw her as a woman or either as the unicorn. But yes, we have here the last unicorn. So people actually gone for the show that we had the maker of actually at Eurofurence 18, I guess. 18 or 17. He was the guest of honor then, and he was a very, very lovely guy who told us a lot about the world that was actually behind The Last Unicorn. Because it wasn't just the unicorn theme, but of course also a little bit more in the background where he also took the story from. Unfortunately, I have nothing from that in mind right now. But that is the charm of when people just throw a name and you have to go with it. But yes, The Last Unicorn. The last time I seen it is 12 years ago? Something like that? I think it's pretty much the same for you as well. Oh, Shiraki, when did you see The Last Unicorn the last time?
3 years ago. I really like to rewatch it when it is aired on TV on Christmas every year. And I really love the main theme, the song.
Okay, how about Tutani? When was the last time you seen The Last Unicorn?
That's actually a long time ago. At least maybe 6 or 7 years, when it was on TV at some point. But I've seen it a lot of times in the past, and to my shame, while I can't remember any important things, I can pretty much remember most of the dialogues from that movie. That sticks in your head for like 20 years.
I don't know if it really helps you to draw the character there, but who knows? You maybe have a quick scene that you can actually make up there. Toko, how about you? When did you see The Last Unicorn?
I don't know, ages ago. But I was really amazed by the I don't know, I just like the humanification, I don't know how to say it, of the unicorn. It was so beautiful. Yeah.
I think we all remember the transition scene. Actually, when she's running, for example, also off to the shore. That is absolutely lovely what they drawn there. That is something I have even in mind, even if it was 13 years ago or something. So it is absolutely great. Nerventee is going for the unicorn style, I see.
Yes, because I can't draw humans.
That is absolutely fine. And I think it's also a little bit longer ago for you that you've seen The Last Unicorn.
Yes. But I loved it as a kid. When I was really small, I was so scared of the red
Bull.
And I cried a lot.
Well, it is not the Disney kind of movie, I can say that. It has some jolly moments, but most of the time it's rather, well, you're going rather badly. At least the end is also not, let's say, the most happy that can be. Anyhow, I would say that we're stopping this in the next few seconds, so please finish up. Because we have a few more characters that are coming, and the community is going crazy, as it seems. Okay, let's do that. 3, 2, 1. We are starting with Shiraki again, because she actually draw the womanized version of her. And you see the star on her forehead. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that.
That's what made her a unicorn, still in her human form.
Yeah, I remember that to a little degree, but a little bit in the blue here right now, because it is very, very long time for me here. Tanya, on the other hand, finally silence.
To the last one, everyone is gone. It's just peace and silence.
I'm not sure if that was the message of the movie then, but I think everyone is open to interpret it as they want. But it's absolutely great. It's a great unicorn. I think everyone would be happy to at least see someone like this, even if it's the last one. Toko, you gone with both, actually. You draw the unicorn and the human way.
Yes.
It is absolutely great. And I think you also want to make the shore out of the mane?
Yes.
Ah, come on. I actually would say that you put most of the information there that you actually had. So that is absolutely cool. Ah. I would say I actually see the character there. Also when I just seen her, let's say, 13 years ago.
That's really amazing how people can draw humans. I can't draw humans to save my life.
I think the same goes for Nerfenty, doesn't it?
Yes.
So you also got with the unicorn. I don't know if there was a butterfly in there, but I think it's a nice extra. Okay, then I would say let's go for the next character. But just give me a moment. Are you already fine? Or would you like to have a drink or something like this? Or can we go on?
I'm sorry that I'm that person, but if I could go somewhere for 1 minute.
That is absolutely fine.
A lot of water.
Okay, just in that regard, we'll have a little bit less time for the next character, but that will be okay, I guess.
Okay.
See you in a minute. Okay, but please don't take the microphone with you.
I know. Dear God.
It sounds like you have experience with that from the puppet show.
Yeah. There were some moments like that.
Microphone. Well.
Well, I think we're not talking about anyone here correctly right now, so let's go back to the show. Nerfenty and Toko, you are fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I would say let's go with the next character there. And the next one will be also pretty much known because he was just airing very recently on Netflix. I think the whole community was just in awe when they seen him the very first time, and pretty much all the companions that was there. The next one is a large boy, and he is a wolf. And wolf, he is pretty much in love with another rabbit. We are not talking here about Zootopia. We are talking here about Legoshi. Or Legoshi. It really depends on what you actually seen. If you're going for the Japan one, it's Legoshi or Legoshi. Ah, I'm bad at pronunciation. I'm very sorry about that.
May I show my picture of him that I draw some time ago, a few weeks ago in the stream too?
Okay, I think I forgot about saying the name of the show. It's Beastars, but I think that most of the people who are watching the stream will pretty much know about Beastars at this point. But yes, Beastars was pretty much a big success. I think some of you actually also had the possibility to read the manga that was out there, which is even darker than the show itself. The show was a very, very good representation of the manga and shown some of the very darker sides of this fantasy world, actually. But who actually read the manga knows how the future is going. I wish the people who will watch... Oh?
I'm reading the manga.
I think I didn't hear that correctly.
Oh, I'm reading the manga.
Okay. But I hope that at least most of you seen the Beastars show. Did you?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, but I didn't see it through.
Okay, that is absolutely fine. So,
I don't like her. I don't like her.
Okay, then please tell us why. It sounds like it's interesting.
The whole attitude, I don't like it. I don't know why.
Do you maybe have a character that you love then there, if Haru is not really the type?
I don't know his name, but the dog. The dog.
Oh, yeah. Also a golden retriever here, but
yes.
Dang it, I also don't have the name there. Does someone here know the name of the golden retriever from Beastars?
Oh gosh.
So cute.
Everyone's just shaking their heads here, so you got us there.
Jack?
Jack?
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But yes, we are not drawing Jack right now. We are drawing Legoshi.
No.
No, we're not drawing both of them. We have still a few more pictures to go because the community is just batshit crazy.
I like Juno.
I love Juno. I love her character in every regard. Especially that she is actually trying to go for something and shows that in very hard. It's maybe not the kindest kind of goal that she set and how she actually wants to achieve that, but it is great to see that she was portrayed as someone who's very strong-willed and is trying to go lengths for that. This was absolutely great what they did with her. And I totally agree, for example, with Toku here. I would rather go with Juno than, for example, with Haru.
Yes.
But this is my personal taste.
Juno is cute.
I like Haru.
Why?
Because she's a very strong person that chose a very a way of life or a way to achieve her, to express herself and be herself that other would say is not okay or not. How do I say this in English? Complicated.
I would say yes, Haru is complicated.
Yeah. No, what I mean is that she tries to be a strong person and be herself in a way that others don't get or don't approve of, and she does it anyway. And that is something I can appreciate.
She definitely shows some very, very strength there. She knows her way and she goes it. And that is what she pretty much is for. And she knows the people who will love her for that. And everything else doesn't matter. It's also a very interesting character in itself. I can totally agree with that. Especially with the past that she had. And also the things that she will live through the whole of the show. So I totally agree in that. She's a very lovely character. But yes, I think maybe people have another favorite. But a favorite that we should have right now is Legoshi, and I would say we are stopping in 3, 2, 1. Put away the pen. Okay, let's go with Toku here. Yes, I would say you're very much nailing it, especially since you're also drawing a secondary character in the background. Who is that?
I want to show my Legoshi art, please, please.
Okay,
I drew it and I want to.
You can go for it.
This one, it's traditional. See it? I drew it, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and yes, I'm planning to make a giveaway of it, but not now. Later.
It's absolutely great. And I would say you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it there.
Thank you. The only thing I managed to do right.
What? I think you had very good characters back there. Definitely. Come on, I loved your Simba. Your Simba was absolutely astounding in the very beginning.
Okay.
But let's go on to Nerventia. I think you nailed his expression pretty well there. He's maybe not the guy who is being the most flashy, but this is pretty much hitting it. No word about it?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
just like if he has his ear flick in the manga, he's flicking his ear a lot.
well, it's someone kind of to also show his mentality at that point. It is absolutely great that they did the manga. Unfortunately, they didn't that much often in the show. But I think there's always a little difference between the original ones and especially the transition to animation. So we have here Tani, who... Okay. I don't think if Haru is that animalistic. But I think we can go with that.
Maybe it wasn't, the question wasn't to draw her.
True. It's about Legoshi.
Maybe she can shift, who knows?
True, I think we don't know about that, so I give you that, and I think you made a very, very cool wolf boy. I would say they're missing a few features that we've seen with the others, so I would like to ask, did you seen Beastars?
Yes. Yes, I've seen it, but I haven't drawn him or any character in the original style yet.
Can understand. The original style is somewhat hard to nail, especially with the animation. It is a very interesting one. At the first I was just wondering about my transition about the web, if something was broken there. And we have Shiraki. Also, I think you nailed the mood there. But you did the best when you actually came back, so in that regard, it's absolutely great.
I tried.
Ah, come on, it looks good. Okay, we have 1538, and I'd say we have one more that we can go. So I'm looking to the right, and I would like to know what is the next character that is coming. Oh. Okay. We're talking about a dragon again. It is not a Disney or Pixar movie in that regard. So we're talking about another very famous dragon that people know more or less about the training that he got. He is most of the time looks very, very, let's say, cute and cutsy, but he can be more than just toothless. So we are talking about Toothless, of course, here in How to Tame a Dragon. In German, it was yeah, I think Onzahn is the German name of the character. However, the name of the show in German, I think it was not. Thank you. And there we go. I liked How to Train the Dragon, the first one, though I totally not agree with the name. I am totally in the point that you can't tame a dragon. It is absolutely impossible, so they are completely lying to you there. So we go completely with the film, not the name. It's also some quite time ago when I actually seen the movie. Did actually someone seen the second and the third one? I didn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they were, for sequels, they were really pretty nice.
Okay. Because that was pretty much what was getting, well, that I didn't got in the next ones. Because most of the time, if something wasn't written in a or in a sequel way, usually you just get some knock of it. Because there wasn't really a story about the character that's really developing later on. So I didn't know if the second and the third will really be good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Nerfente?
I love the first one, and I love Toothless. I have the books actually here too, a few of them, and they are Toothless is like a completely different character. I don't know if you know there are books.
I absolutely didn't. So far, I only...
The dragons can talk, and it's actually like the young boys tame a dragon, and they tame it in a way like they scream at it. But Higgs is the only one who is too scrawny to scream, so his little dragon, the Zahnlos in German, it just doesn't like him at first. It's really funny. It's a children's book, so...
Okay, I actually didn't know that there was a children's book, I think in the first place, or was it written after?
It was in the first place. It's completely different than the movies. Like, really different.
Okay. Maybe one detail that you remember that was so completely different from the movies, despite of the shouting?
It's like a normal garden dragon, like the really small one in green, and he's like just a really common species of dragons.
Mm-hmm. So not the unique type that we actually seen with the Nightshade that there.
Yes, there's no Night Fury, like at all in this in the books.
Okay. How about someone else? Can you tell us a little bit more about How to Train Your Dragon?
I don't know why you all are talking about a second and a third movie. There was only one movie. Everything else doesn't exist.
I know where you're coming from. I only seen the trailers of the second and the third one, so, well.
I've seen the second one in the cinema. It was very grumpy and didn't went to the third.
Ah, it's fine. However, I can't give you completely 5 minutes for him, by the way. We have only one more, because then we have to slowly shut down, because we are running out of time. And I would say already, because I would love to go on with you, to be honest. I don't know if you would still stay here and draw on, but I love what we're currently doing. I see that at least the people want to take a break in a few minutes. Okay, let's make this a wrap. And yes, for BBF, I will be on for the next show as well. So I don't have much of a break after this. This is just going for me on and on today. Okay, let's come to the things that actually we drawn. Let's go from top to bottom again, and we have Shiraki.
I got his ears wrong! All I remembered was this, he's kind of this axolotl thing going on his head, and now he's just an axolotl.
Come on, I really like the details that you actually put there. For example, the fin that he lost on the back.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely cool. And you also draw one of the smallest dragon types that is actually there. So
this is also not right, but okay.
Still, I like it. Come on, I think that people also remember that this is toothless. You maybe not nailed it perfectly, but it's still great. No. Tani! Also with the fin. Cool one there. The grin looks interesting though.
He always reminded me so much of Stitch.
Stitch, okay.
Yeah, they have quite some similarities. It's also I think it's one of the most adorable characters ever. So much expression without speaking.
I totally agree. I love it what they actually did with his mouth and his eyes. I think that gave him so much character in the movies. And kudos to everyone who actually worked on the show and made his animation. Definitely. But I say this is a good drawing of him. One also very, very good drawing and very detailed one is from Toko. She even put the sign on the fin there.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry that I was not talking because I was just showing an information and a question. I will ask it after this because I just want to show also the Nerventee Toothless. And I think we see that she also knows her Toothless pretty well.
Yeah, I drew him a lot. And I made a few plushies of him.
Okay. Good. I'm sorry that I'm not going too deep into it because I have one more question that was actually asked from the community and I think it's an important one because they would like to have the drawings that you did. They like to ask if they will be available somewhere later. So if you can drop by later on in the channel, I'm pretty sure people will pay money for that.
For charity.
Exactly. That's the point that we have. So if you want to buy these kind of pieces, and if, of course, the artist agrees, I am pretty certain that they will be happy to give it to you, of course, for a charity fee, so we can make a lot more people happy out there, especially our cheaters. Anyhow, we have run completely out of time. So in that regard, I thank you very much for everyone who joined us today. And thank you very much for all the artists who were here. You did a tremendous job with what I just thrown at you. And I really, really loved it with you. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
We did. It was really fun.
Great.
Very nice.
In that regard, I thank you very much. Next off will be the Puppet Show, and we'll see at least Tani later on as well. For the rest, I will thank you very much and wish you a lot of fun also with EFO. And also hope that people will actually see you, for example, in the registered artist category because of Toko, Nerventee, and of course Shiraki also are there to sell their art. So please go there and look at this and buy the commissions they have. They are absolutely great, as you just seen, and they're doing this in 5 minutes. Come on. Who can do this in 5 minutes?
We!
Okay, then wrap it up. Have a good day and see you around.
Bye!
Bye. Bye.